43, featuring Armadillo Racing. Join us as we uncover artifacts from the arcades. My name is Brad. My co-hosts are Sky,
Hello.
Kyle,
Saw dudes.
and Jordan.
Back again, boys. Let's do it.
Back for another one. Got a pretty exciting game for you guys this week. I'm sure everyone's pretty hyped when they saw the title here.
Back-to-back
fan
racing
favorite.
games, man.
Yeah, it's racing month unintentionally, apparently.
Apparently, dude.
This one was just dominating the arcades.
I'm sure we don't have plenty to say, but we'll have some stuff to say about that in a little bit. But before we do that, let's talk about some other games. You guys playing anything else, or is this you've been obsessed with this for 2 weeks straight?
Yeah, I mean, this one's been tough to put down. It's been taking up a lot of my time. I had to take some time off work, keep playing.
I bet.
Other than this, I found a game. It's called Dead Zone Rogue. It's on Steam. It just came out, I'm pretty sure, like a week ago or so at this point. But funny enough, I was looking for this game because I remember it being an extraction shooter. And to me, it looked like a sort of like a Halo, but extraction shooter. And so I was trying to find it for that reason. But I guess they sort of like rebranded the game and they took it in a different direction. So it's no longer an extraction shooter. They actually made it into a roguelike. So, but I like still looked it up, found it, and was like, oh, I'll try it anyways. Roguelike, I still like roguelites. So I tried it, and I actually had a lot of fun with it. So I told Skylar about it. He picked it up. So me and him were shredding this like the past night. And it's like it's like your typical roguelite, but this is like a shooter. So it's almost like a Halo, maybe like actually probably even closer to a Borderlands type of feel to it, just with roguelike elements, where you like go through these certain amount of floors. Every floor you beat, you pick like one upgrade out of like the 3 choices they give you. But as you kill the enemies in each like stage, they can drop gear like helmet, chest, boots, gloves, and then you can get a primary weapon, and then you get a grenade and also a melee weapon. And so you're going through picking up gear. You can, after like every like 5 stages, you get like an upgrade room where you can spend some of your currency to upgrade some of the weapons that you have, take them into like different rarities and level them up to do more damage. They have like different modes to it. So there's actually like a sort of like a story mode you can do by yourself, but then they have co-op with up to 3 people. They also have these challenge things where like you can go through like this sort of the story mode, and it's just like kind of every room is like different, has a variety of enemies in them. You get to the very last thing and there's like sort of a boss fight you do. But they have challenge modes where like one of the challenges is called close quarters. So it's like there's like 20 floors, and all those floors only have like melee enemies on them, and like you can only use a shotgun. And then they have one that's like, I forget the name of it, but basically they take it so every room you go into, it'll pick an enemy type at random, but every enemy in that specific floor is the same exact enemy. So it's like you can end up fighting like some of the hard enemies, and he might be the only one on that stage, so there could be like 10 really hard enemies. So there's a lot of variation of like challenges and stuff you can do with like a whole upgrade tree outside, like an overworld upgrade tree, so you can get stronger to help you push through some of the harder difficulties. But that's about the only thing I've been playing other than this for this week.
How long does a run go for you? Are you finishing these generally, or are you pretty much dying and starting over?
No, we're generally finishing them. I mean, we've just kind of started, so we're like the beginning things I don't think are that difficult. I think they get harder later. But a run is, I guess one of the big things I didn't even mention is that like as soon as you start any room, so it's literally every single room that you start, when you enter that room, your character is actually like immaterial. So like you can't be like seen or hurt by the enemies, and you actually get time to like run around the layout and like see where the enemies are, what enemies are on that floor, what kind of hazards there are you can kind of manipulate before you basically start the round. So you get to like run through and kind of plan out what you want to do for that floor. And then as soon as either one of you guys like fire your gun or like throw a grenade or something, then it basically starts combat, and like your guy materializes and like they can, see you and shoot you now. But generally depends on if you're doing a difficult run and you're like using that immaterial time to like plan your runs out, it can take a bit longer. So I'm thinking me and our other friend Bill played it, and I think the first run we did took us almost like an hour because there were like 30 floors to do. It was the first time we were playing, and we were like using the immaterial time to like really thoughtfully plan out how we wanted to execute the rooms. But later on, me and Skylar found out that like if you're good enough and you kind of know what you're doing after a little couple playthroughs, like depending on the difficulty you're doing and like what upgrades you got, you don't necessarily have to use that immaterial time to plan a room out. Like if you think you're pretty confident in like getting through like the first like 15 floors or something, you can just, as soon as you get into the room, you just start shooting and you just go through it, and it ends up being a little quicker. So it depends. I think I've seen up to like an hour. Probably do it in like 40 minutes or so. What do you think, Sky, if we're just running through it? If you're doing like a 40 or like the 30 floor room, not the 20 floor challenge rooms.
Yeah, probably around there. 40 minutes to like an hour tops.
Not bad.
Oh, mine will be quick here. I mean, same as Kyle. I've just been playing that game, really. Part of the fun, though, is like as soon as you start the rooms out, they have barrels that you can blow up. So you can like run through as you're like in the immaterial stage. You can still pick those barrels up. So you can place them wherever you want them to like get ready, and then you can just start. When you're ready to go, you can just start shooting your barrels and like taking out like high priority targets and stuff off the bat. So we'll see like big guys with shields that take like a while to kill. So we'll just plan as soon as we start the map, like it's just like a mad dash to find all the barrels we possibly can and like surround this shield guy with it. And then we'll sit back against a wall and just unload on it.
Nice. Tactical about it. Take out the hardest enemies with it.
Yeah, when it starts getting harder, like later levels, you get a little more tactical. So it's good to look out for the barrels and stuff if they spawn. But yeah, I've been playing that game a decent amount. I tried to jump in with some random parties too, whenever Kyle wasn't on. And I guess there's 5 difficulties to it. We just played on, I think we might have tried hard, and we got wrecked at like floor 15 or something, like halfway through it. But yeah, I tried jumping in the one game with this one guy who was playing like nightmare mode, which is, I think that's the highest, if I'm not mistaken on that.
Yeah, I think so.
But I jumped in, and it lets you join mid-game, so this dude was already like on floor 7 or 8. And when you join somebody's game in progress, like you still just start with your standard stock pistol, and that's all you have, just a little crappy pistol. So I jumped in on floor 7 nightmare with this guy, and I just I probably just made his time harder, honestly. Just aggroing stuff, trying to run around and survive. Like I'm not doing any damage. I was like, yeah, I should probably get all my perks and stuff leveled up first before I try that.
Yeah, I don't know if the game scales difficulty, like as far as having more players. That I don't. Something tells me it doesn't, because you're picking the difficulty already before you go in, and it tells you what the difficulty spike like entails. And so I don't know if having a second player like actually adds any more difficulty. It might actually just make it easier.
Oh, okay.
I think. I don't know. I'm just guessing. But basically, I think you became his robot.
Yeah.
There's one of the like perks in the game. So this game, I say it's like Borderlands because it has like elemental stuff. So like there's 4 elemental types. You have fire, ice, lightning, and void. And so all the weapons and grenades can have one of those damage types on it. So you kind of get to like sort of make a build of like, okay, this round I want to try to go like all cryo stuff and like freeze things and stuff. So you can kind of like go that route. But you have other upgrades, and one of them is like if you pick it, you get a companion bot. And as far as me and Skylar can tell so far, the companion bots are like the best thing in the game because they don't really do much in my opinion. Like they're not really there for killing anything, but all they basically do is draw aggro off of you, and like that's all you need, because as long as like the enemies are trying to fight your bots, then you just get to stand there and shoot the enemies until they die. So pretty much anytime we see the bots, we know it's GG. We just pick those up.
Yeah, I think the one run, didn't we both get like 3 or 4 bots? I think you max out on 4 of them.
Yeah.
I think we both got 4 or maybe 3 each. So it was just like, we would just run in there, start shooting something. And as soon as all the enemies start coming towards us, like we just step away from our bots and they just all swarm the bots.
It just looked like it was like a mosh pit while we were just standing back shooting.
Yeah, I'm liking that game a lot though, man. It's fun. It's a little break right now from 33 Immortals, since we kind of grinded everything you can. Other than maxing out all the talents or whatever the perks in that game.
Yeah.
We pretty much done all the content. We already know everything about the game at this point. So it's kind of nice to check out something else.
Yeah. Well, speaking of 33 Immortals, I haven't been playing that, but I did go back to... No, there's a connection here. There's a connection.
Wait a minute.
Somewhat.
Speaking of that, this has nothing to do with that.
No, I went back to this game I started before I started getting into Blueprints, which I'm still playing that. I'm like 30 plus hours deep into it, but...
Hey, nice.
other than that, I've been playing Warriors Abyss. It's that one I brought up a while back. It's a Dynasty Warriors roguelike, and it kind of reminds me somewhat of 33 Immortals, like the gameplay, like not exactly, but kind of way the camera's fixed, and you kind of just control your character on a screen like that. You're not like turning the camera and stuff like that. I don't know. Visually, it reminded me of it a little bit, but it's just a single player game, and your typical Dynasty Warriors, you're just mashing your way through hordes of enemies.
Yeah.
But what makes it a little different is like the attack system's kind of interesting, kind of weird to get used to. Because during a run, like after you clear like a stage, you'll move to the next one, but you get to pick like a summon. That's basically your perk. How you like a roguelike, you get 3 different things to pick from. It's essentially what it is. You pick like your summoning ally, and then to activate it, you'll have like 6 bars on the bottom, or I guess like 6 icons. Essentially, you would think of them as like skills, but it puts in like the one of the leaders that you selected. So to use the first one, you press X once, that's like your attack, and then you press Y, so like your other attack. So that'll use the first summon. And if you want to use the third summon, you press X, 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 then press Y. So it's just like in sequence, whatever one you want to use, like in that number on the bottom, you have to attack that many times. So you're attacking while you're like selecting it. It's kind of weird to get used to because in those games, you're used to just smashing X over and over. You're just constantly slicing, but you got to be a little more aware of what you're doing and like the sequence and timing it. But yes, I'll like the one character I was using. He has this really cool ability where he splits into 3. So I think I pressed X like 3 times and then Y to use that's like regular attack. So I put like one of the summons that are a lower cooldown on that same button, like the third one. So every time I use that, I summon like the one of the like better attacks that comes out quicker. But I don't know, it's kind of a weird to get used to because, like I said, I just want to keep on spamming attack, and that doesn't really work quite as well in this game.
So the guys you're summoning are basically just like a skill that you're unleashing, and the skill is tied to essentially like a button combo.
Yeah, I mean, barely a combo, but it is a combo.
Yeah.
Just like it's the simplest combo ever. Just you press the button 3 times and press a different button. But yeah, I'm guessing it mixes a bunch of the Dynasty Warrior games together, like a bunch of different leaders, because there's like the skill tree, like the overworld skill tree. There's 100 different characters on there, but it's set up it's set up as a skill tree. So to unlock different characters, you like earn currency through the run, and then you go through the tree, you find the character you want. When you get that character, it'll tell you like it'll give you plus 2 HP overall, or plus attack, or plus speed, and that's a permanent buff for like any character you want to use, but it comes in the form of the character. So you unlock the character, plus you get that permanent upgrade. So it's kind of a little weird like that too. But I was looking at the tree. At first it looked like it was just like this kind of small section, and I looked down in the corner. I was like, oh, there's Lubu. I got to get him. That's my dude. He's the one. You always got to go for him. I'm like, I don't know how much I'm going to play this, but I got to at least get him. So I'm working my way down, spreading to the skill tree. I finally get to him. I unlock him. I'm like, all right, I got him. And I start scrolling up. I'm like, oh, holy shit, this scrolls up like 4 times bigger than what I was at. I get to the top of the screen, and I see Lubu up there. I'm like, wait a second. I thought I just got him. I was like, maybe it's just like a different outfit. So I scroll back down to see the guy I was working towards this whole time. And it's someone else. It's like Louis Bowie or something. I don't know. It's spelled different.
Oh, no.
I don't know what his name was. I think it was like Lou Bay or something. That had an extra I in there. I was like, oh, dude, they tricked me. I thought I got Lou
It's
Bay.
the Mamba number 5 guy.
Dude, it was like 10 times further away than the direction I went. I was like, oh, no. I just wasted so much time getting the dude I didn't even want.
You got that Timu Lubu.
Yeah.
Bro said we got Louis Bowie at home.
I love Mambo number 5.
Mom, can we get Lubu? We got Lubu at home. Louis Bowie.
Louis Bowie. That's obviously not how you pronounce it, but that's what I was calling
Lee
him.
Bay or something, or Levi.
Yeah.
Something like that.
But but it's pretty fun. It gets real deep in the actual, when you're doing the runs, and when you pick those different characters, obviously they're the summon that gives you like whatever, like a nice attack, but there's like, they each have different traits and different attributes, and if you have like 3 of the one with the speed ability, or you have this character with this character, it gives you all these like different combinations and different power-ups. But I didn't understand any of that. I just kind of look at whatever's number's bigger, and I click that, and I get that character. Because it gives you like a rating. It says like, if you get this character, it'll give you like plus 300. If you pick this character, it'll give you plus 1,000. I'm like, well, I'll take that one. That's a bigger number. It's probably better. I don't know what it's doing or what this combo is. That's too much for me. I just want to press X and Y and beat this boss.
Not trying to like min-max it.
Nah, no, I mean, I don't know. It's pretty fun, but I'm not gonna get too crazy about it. That's too much for me.
I don't remember last time I played like a Dynasty Warrior, Samurai Warrior game. It's been a long time.
Yeah, I feel like back in like PS2, I think I got one on 360, but I think PS2 was. I think me and Kyle used to play them a bunch.
Oh yeah, I mean we played that a ton. That and I think isn't there like a 99 Nights, like something like that?
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, I remember Sniz playing that back on the 360. I never got into that one, but it looked cool. I think there were like way more enemies than a Dynasty Warriors game or something.
I think the last game like that I played, they have one on the Wii. It's actually like a Zelda game called Hyrule
Oh.
Warriors.
Yeah, did you play that?
I did. I think I have it downstairs. I haven't touched it for like years though.
Was it any good?
Yeah, dude, I had so much fun when I was playing it. I don't know why I stopped playing. I probably got into something else, or I don't know. Sometimes my attention span is super short for games. I just like stop
Yeah.
caring about them. But I know when I was playing it though, I was really into it. It was pretty fun. You just unlock like all the different people from all the Zelda games and all that.
Yeah, visually, this is like your traditional Dynasty Warriors. You're like in a little closer, kind of like behind your character somewhat. This, you're like way more zoomed out, like not quite overhead, but like I said, like 33 Immortals kind of angle when you're
Yeah.
with your screen. Yeah, it's more like that. So it's a little bit more, I don't know, not quite what you would imagine when you think of Dynasty Warriors. But you're still just smashing through tons of enemies.
Almost looks like an RTS kind of thing.
Yeah, like from up a higher view. Yeah, I've been playing that a little bit lately and still putting tons of hours into blueprints, but I mean, I could talk about that for hours, but I've said enough last week, so I'll leave it at that.
What was that game? Kyle, you remember? I don't know what game this line is from. I feel like it might be one of those Dynasty Warrior games. Like I just remember some dude saying, like Lord Goda expect much of you.
Oh no, that was
What game was that?
Oh man, I know exactly what you're talking about.
That wasn't one of those kind of games.
No, it wasn't that. Yes, when you're like a samurai and you're like sneaking around.
Yeah.
It's gonna come to me. If I remember it, I'll stop everything. I'll tell you. I know what
Off
it
the
is.
show and tell us.
Mid-show. We got armadillos to talk about, dude. Come on.
All right. Yeah, Jordan, what do you got to say? You got anything new for us? Or are you still playing some Fire Emblem?
Well, speaking of 33 Immortals.
Oh god. Here we
I'm
go.
not playing that.
Actually, hold on. There is actually a game with the number 33 in the title I've been meaning to play, but I haven't yet, so I'm not going to talk about it yet. But
Oh, is it that
Well,
new
you ca-
Fire Emblem 33?
yeah, dude, totally. No, but I plan on playing it soon, so I'll save talking about that for then. But I do have like a little bit of something different this time to talk about. It's nothing overly exciting. I mean, you guys know I stick to old stuff. I don't really play the newer stuff much. So I got the urge to really beat a game I never truly beat as a kid, and I wanted to beat all of the cups on Pokemon Stadium 2, which if that's not the game I've actually played yet. We're getting there. So if you played a lot of Stadium, you know that trying to beat the harder cups with the rental Pokemon that you can get in the game is like borderline impossible. It's extremely hard. They don't give you good enough Pokemon. So you need to raise your own on the cartridges and transfer them over to have much of a chance. So that's what I'm working on now. I started some new files on Pokemon Red and on Pokemon Gold, and I'm going to build up a sick team from scratch, and I'm going to transfer them over, and I'm going to finally win all these cups in Pokemon Stadium 2, dude.
Ah, nice.
I'm ready.
Nice.
I got my team all planned out. I already got I'm already a few badges in. I just started it like 2 days ago, and I'm trucking through it, dude.
Who's your starters?
I started with Typhlosion in the gold, but I'm not actually planning on taking him over to Stadium. I have another team planned out. Let me see. I have it saved somewhere here. Now I did. If you guys remember these, I don't think they've been a thing for a long time. Do you guys remember Game Sharks?
Oh,
yeah, buddy.
So I did that just to get enough rare candies that I can bump them up to level 100, but I'm not doing that until I'm playing the game through legit to get them all to like the level 50 for the one cup that has like the level limit of 50, and then after that I'm going to use the unlimited rare candies to bump them up to 100 because no one in the world has time to grind all their Pokemon up to level 100. That's just ridiculous. But
yeah.
I did that, but I did also toss in a code there to get all 3 of the starters in gold, so I have all 3 of them.
Oh,
But
nice.
yeah, I'm really only using Typhlosion. But the team I'm trying to take in the stadium with me, I'm looking for a Snorlax, a Miltank, a either Lugia or Ho-Oh, whichever one of those legendaries, Quagsire and Umbreon, and then also a Mew, which I don't know if you guys know, but in Pokemon Red and Blue, there is a glitch, like a very easily exploitable glitch where you can catch Mew. So I already caught him. I'm gonna trade him over to my gold file at some point.
Nice.
What's the glitch? I remember wasn't there like a fake glitch? It was rumor spread and it didn't actually work, or is this
The rumor you're probably thinking of is the Vermilion City SS Anne truck. For
Okay, yeah.
absolutely no reason whatsoever, there is a sprite of a truck off to the side of the SS Anne, which you're only able to even see it if you surf over to it, which is a move you actually cannot even get until the SS Anne is gone. So there's really like no way to actually legit see the truck. But that was like like the schoolyard rumor, like, yeah, Mew's under the truck, dude. I got him. He's under there, I swear. But
Totally legit.
The glitch is anyone listening, if you want to try this, so you get to Cerulean City, you go up the Nugget Bridge, you go to the route right to the left of Nugget Bridge there. You catch an Abra. Abra has the ability to teleport, and you got to make sure that it's going to teleport you back to the Cerulean City Pokemon Center. So that has to be the last one that you used. But you get your Abra, and then in that same patch of grass is a trainer that, you know how whenever they see you from afar, the little like exclamation point pops up above their head, like they notice you, they're going to come battle you. So there's a trainer in that grass who has like the maximum sight, like the maximum distance. So as soon as he appears on the screen, he's going to see you. So now if you time it correctly, you make it so he's just off the screen, then you take the one step down and you press pause really quick. And then you go to your Pokemon, you go to Abra, and you teleport back to the Pokemon Center. Right before he does it, the guy's little thing pops up that he saw you, but it's too late. You're already gone. And now, from there, you have to go battle the trainer inside of the gym, which does some kind of weird RNG number, whatever bullcrap. You beat him, and then you walk back up the Nugget Bridge again. You take like 2 or 3 steps onto the bridge, and you just get into just a random encounter out of nowhere with like a level 7 Mew. I don't know how it works, but it works. I've done it so many times.
Like, how could that be an accident? And how could someone find that?
Something in the code. Yeah, that's what I want to know, is how somebody found that. It's just some kind of weird number thing in the coding.
That's insane.
What was the thing you like? Don't you surf on? Maybe it's a different Pokemon game, like one of the older ones.
I think
that you surf like along the island or whatever.
Yeah, you're thinking of Missing No.
That's right, the missing number glitch thing.
Yeah, okay. you got to talk to the guy in Viridian first, and you fly to Cinnabar and you surf on the edge of the island.
That's what it was.
You can run into Missing Nose, or you can run into like level like 140 Rhydons and Kangaskhans and stuff. But it will, the main reason you want to do that is because it will duplicate. I believe it's the 6th item in your bag. It will duplicate it to like 200. So you'll do that and get like some rare candies, and you can do that with TMs and Master Balls and all that.
Fun stuff back in the day.
Yeah,
absolutely, dude. You gotta love some old glitches.
That trainer probably thought you were pretty rude, though. He just came over to ask you a question, and he's like, just disappear.
Ow.
Say, hey, man, my car broke down. Do you know the direction? All right, whatever, thanks. Oh, wow, that was rude.
Sorry, dude, I got some legendary cats to catch out here. You're not important to me.
Hey, I'm sorry, I'm new here. I don't know if this map is right. Wow, screw you too, man.
Aber, get this guy out of my face.
He was probably coming over to bum a smoke, dude.
Oh my God. You're the first dude he saw out there in like 3 years. Hey, man, can I get a bump?
He knows I got that Charmander in my team to light it for him.
I don't have my ID on me. Can you go in that Pokemon Center real quick for me?
Before we move on, boys, that game is called Tenchu.
Oh, Tenchu.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he figured it out.
Yeah, he got it. He got it right in the intro. Nice.
I remember, dude, it's like the whole line, dude. He goes, this is my best impression of him. He goes, Lord Goda expect much of you. You must train hard and train well.
Oh my God, man. The whole PlayStation voices.
Somebody go look it up. Yeah. It's an exact.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, man.
All right. I think we've killed as much time as we can before we talk about this week's game, you guys.
Yeah, I think we need to kill some time, so.
Yeah, I think so. We did well.
We did well.
All right, boys, let's roll on into some Armadillo Racing. developed by Namco and released in the arcades in 1996. This is a 3D racing game where you play as an armadillo. There's 2 courses, and there's a bonus bowling stage. And my first question when I booted this game up is why are armadillos racing? What was the point of this? Where did this idea come from? This was like the era roughly of like mascot platformers, so I was like, maybe that's why there's always like these animals in the games. But then I looked it up and I came across something. There's real live armadillo racing in Texas. It's like a little event that they do.
Sick.
Of
What?
course
Yeah.
there is.
It's so weird. I had to know what it was. I looked into it. It's kind of hard to watch, man. It's so hectic and chaotic. Like the armadillos have no idea what the hell's going on. They're just kind of going every which direction.
Not really much of a race.
No, not at all. It's nothing like this game. They're barely moving that fast. There's like 3 people holding an armadillo, and the guy says go, and they let them go. Some of the armadillos like turn around, go the wrong way. And
That sounds like the dumbest race ever.
yeah, like why would you make a game based off that idea? I don't know, but the announcer's like, blow on the tail, and there's the girls like down, like blowing on the armadillo's tail. I'm like, oh my god, what is happening? This is so dumb.
You got me interested now.
You gotta check it. I mean, it's rough to watch. You gotta at least see it. There's this other lady. She's like following the armadillo, smashing on the ground behind it, like yelling, trying to get them to go the right direction. There's like 6 people in the crowd. Yeah, it's not a big event.
They
It's
raised like
wild.
78 cents that day. That's a weird thing. Try to get an animal that does not race to try to race. Like,
Yeah, I don't know what. I mean, I guess armadillos are in Texas, so like, what are we gonna do with these guys? We're just gonna put them in an arena and make them race. I don't know what the plan was there, but didn't look like a good one. And if you guys didn't know, most armadillos are nocturnal. Armadillos sleep for up to 16 hours a day. Starting to sound like Sky here. You know, he might be an armadillo.
I was gonna say that sounded a little bit familiar there.
Yeah, right.
I got something in common with those guys.
You try to put him in a race, he just lays down and goes to bed.
First, Brad gives us the tip, then he gives us the facts, man. Listen to
That's
this.
Oh,
right,
man.
The tip and the facts. And despite that race, I've read armadillo's top speed can be between 20 and 30 miles per hour.
They're pretty fast.
Yeah, they.
That is
Not
speedy.
all of them. Certain ones. And they can hold their breath for up to 6 minutes while walking underwater. Bet you didn't know that one.
Sheesh.
Jeez, they got some lungs on them. How fast they go if you blow in their tail, though?
Oh man, they'll get moving. All right, I guess we got to talk about this game. Last episode,
As best we can.
Yeah. Last episode, Jordan made a joke on Hot Rod saying, after explaining it, well, that's pretty much it. But compared to this game, I mean, Hot Rod's pretty deep. It's got 30 tracks. It's got the gas mechanic, the shop you can purchase from, all the different terrains. This game has 2 tracks, and it's so simple. I'd be surprised if we all didn't get first place after like 1 or 2 tries. This game was just like the easiest thing ever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I feel like the actual arcade might have been a bit harder, but I don't know. It uses a trackball. I mean, obviously, we're just using joysticks or whatever to control, but it uses a trackball, which you have to, obviously, the faster you spin it, it starts moving faster and it goes in that direction. So I feel like that would be a lot trickier to actually maneuver
It'd
with.
be way harder, for sure.
I don't think I'd even play it if I had to use a trackball. I feel like the trackball itself is just a terrible idea.
Pretty gimmicky.
You gotta have some pretty precise movements for some of these obstacles. That'd be
Yeah.
pretty rough with the ball. It'd be fun. I would love to try it, but I don't think it would be very simple.
Yeah, I think it would be more fun, but I don't know if it would be any easier. And I played this, as I've been doing lately on my actual arcade. It was kind of hard to control, I thought, with the stick. It's just like kind of holding it forward and kind of hard to keep up the speed sometimes. You start turning and it slows down a bit. Did you guys have any problem steering with like because you guys all just use controllers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it pretty smooth or was it kind of awkward to turn and stuff?
I mean, I don't think it was like super smooth. I don't know. You try to like avoid something, and it felt like your guy took a pretty sharp cut angle. Well, it wasn't maybe what you were intending to try. Like I'm just trying to like veer out of the way a little bit, and sometimes he'll like really take a sharp turn.
Dude,
It wasn't
so let me
too
tell
bad.
you. Sorry, I was gonna say, let me tell you how hard I went with this game. So, I'm using my PS5 controller, right? And I for some reason like the rubber on the control stick just felt like it was like sweaty, like maybe like my hands were getting a little sweaty playing it for a while or something. Bro, I went so hard the rubber tore off of the control stick, and then it was way easier when it was just like plastic.
Dude, how were you sweating?
That's the thing. Like I wasn't. It must have just been like just like natural oils or something on my skin. Like the rubber on the control stick just felt like slippery. And then the rubber just like tore off of the damn thing, and then it was just the plastic, and it was way easier.
Wait, did you actually go to Texas to play this or what? Why are you so hot?
You guys didn't? I thought we had to. That's why I was on so late tonight.
Dude, now I just have this image in my head of Jordan just like had like sweat beads on his forehead playing Armadillo Racing.
I don't know what it was, man. I don't know why it felt like slippery. Maybe the rubber is just so worn down, it just my thumb kept like slipping off of it.
Well, there's only 2 modes in this game. You got the 2-lap race and the obstacle course. The 2-lap race is very basic. You just go around a track 2 times, and it's a 5-player race. Pretty narrow track. There's a few like stumps and stuff in your way, but other than that, it's pretty uneventful. You guys did both modes?
No,
Yeah,
I just did the
both.
one we had to do.
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't take the 30 seconds and do the other mode? You came
No,
on a
dude,
half hour late.
I was
Oh
I
my
was
God.
trying I was trying to get that high score like as best I could. Then I had to try to find trivia like desperately. It was not
Couldn't, dude.
God.
Bro was sweating.
You didn't miss much. Just an easier version of an already pretty easy game.
Yeah, it was pretty basic. There was like, I don't know. I guess they call it the obstacle course for a reason, but yeah, the actual like 2-lap race felt like it had very little things to worry about.
I guess the obstacle course is the main content here. That is still not much here, but it's just a single lap, and there's a bunch of obstacles you have to avoid while racing. There's rocks, there's a mud pit, there's a bridge you can fall off, there's a downhill, a bunch of stones you gotta dodge as well. There's this ramp you gotta roll up, and it tracks your jump how far you go. A bunch of pigs you have to avoid. There's this ramp with an alligator you gotta dodge. Cave with some bats, a wobbly bridge that's kind of easy to fall off, and then I thought the hardest obstacle was the tiny little ramp with the wall you gotta climb up if you miss the ramp.
Yeah, that's hands down the hardest one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I ever cleared that thing.
I think I hit it once. That's
Made
it.
it.
I got it one time. But I don't know if I did it on my best run, so
I think I got it 3 times, but I also tried
Dang.
this a lot of times.
You really were going. I was joking, but you were going off on this game, weren't you?
The first few obstacles were like it got to the point they were very, very easy. I'm getting through those at least 3/4 of the time. I think the first obstacle that was really like a challenge that I probably failed more than half the time was the rocks, and I think that's mostly because there's 3 or 4 rocks you can see, and then you go down a hill, and then there's rocks immediately after that hill, but you can't see them until you go up over that ledge.
Yeah, and every time you clear an obstacle without hitting anything, it'll pop up and give you a little star. And then at the end of the race, it tallies them up to tell you how many you successfully did. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but it gives you like a little star every time you get through something without hitting anything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the first like few rounds, I wasn't sure why I was getting these stars, and I realized it was after you clear an obstacle without hitting something.
what's the little like heart thing that like beats in the corner?
I read about this, but I didn't know if it was actually happening or not. I'll let Brad talk
Same
about
here.
it though.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much. I read your armadillo can have a heart attack if you don't slow down, but I did not see that in any video or any
Yeah.
gameplay.
That's a little brutal for this funny cartoon little looking game.
I didn't know if it was like
It
he
just
had
straight
a
up
heart
dies,
attack and
right?
yeah, like you lose the race, or I didn't know if that was like what was happening when he like kind of got back up and started like sweating a little bit and then just started going again. I had no idea.
Imagine parents take their kids out. They play, oh, look at this cute little armadillo game. All right, go ahead, you can play it, Johnny. He's like, all right, cool, playing this little armadillo. All of a sudden, it just his heart starts pumping. He slows down, just straight up drops dead in the middle of the race. Kid's like, oh my god!
Just goes into cardiac arrest.
Armadillo's there, it's all brutal and stuff. He just like his body's like contortion, eyes popping out. Like what?
A quick blow on his tail.
Is anybody a certified tail blower?
Yeah, I thought it was funny when you're like at the main menu screen getting ready to launch the game. They actually advertise it as being. They say it's the first game ever that where your character can have a heart attack.
Oh my god!
Like that was a selling point for it.
Yeah.
It just caused like a 4 armadillo pile up. The other ones run into them. They start breaking their necks and stuff. Like, just chaos. Like, what happened here?
Yeah, I wasn't really sure what that thing was. Like, I mean, I assumed, like it said, you could have a heart attack, and you have this heart meter, and it's like blinking, and I'm like, I guess I'm gonna have a heart attack. But like, yeah, nothing really happened, so I don't really know what that was about.
I'm not sure either.
Yeah, when you let the attract mode play in like the intro screen, it says something about like if the heart is beating red to slow down, but I don't know why you would do that because it doesn't seem. I didn't notice there's any penalty. You still just keep going faster.
Yeah, he's still coming first place regardless. If you slow down, you definitely don't come in first place. So I don't know what you're supposed to do there.
Is that maybe why he goes in and out of rolling and running? Because I couldn't figure out for the life of me why sometimes he would roll and sometimes he would run. So maybe that's my only guess is he'll roll, which is faster, and then when he has his heart attack, he'll bust out of the ball and kind of just run and sweat through it for a bit until he's good again. I have no idea. Just a guess.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I definitely noticed my guy doing that, but like, even still, when he was running, it didn't seem like he was that much slower than rolling, so I just kept going.
Barely noticeable. I really only noticed it on the ramp obstacle because if you're rolling, you'll go further.
Yeah, I was trying to hit like other buttons to. I thought maybe I was like, I can manually come out of the roll or something. I don't know. To me, it just seemed like he was randomly doing it whenever.
Yeah, and even if you would slow down to reduce that heart meter, then you're just going to go slower anyways. So why even bother doing it? It doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
And did anybody else notice like when you bounce off like a wall or an obstacle, he made like a little noise that kind of reminded me of Zombies Ate My Neighbors, like a little owl.
Oh yeah, I didn't notice that, but I know what you're talking about now. Yeah,
I'd have to listen to it again, but when I first heard it, they reminded me of that. I'd have to compare them side by side.
yeah. The music in this game came off to me a little bit like Diddy Kong Racing, but like a way shittier version of that game. But you know, it's just that kind of that style, like graphically too. It looks like an N64 game somewhat.
Yeah, for sure.
I will say this armadillo has some dance moves, dude.
I like his little victory.
Dude, that guy gets down.
Dude, he's going hard.
Little victory hops. He just like
That's a cool ass armadillo, dude.
Do like a little hop on his left leg. Hops over in the right leg a couple times. Hops over to the left leg.
You guys remember? Not in the video I sent you, but when I actually played, my armadillo was pink. Did you? Not that it matters, but is that what your guys looked like? Anyone even remember? Probably not.
I
don't
it's
even
more
remember what
red,
color.
but
Yeah, I think red.
Right, okay. Well, it just reminded me of those. Do you remember those little lollipops you would get? It would be like inside a character, like a little toy character head, and you would push it up, and the head would split open. It looked like the wrapper to one of those lollipops. For some reason, I just looked at it, and that's exactly like the same color scheme. Dude, that's what it reminded me. I just felt like a little lollipop rolling around this stupid course.
How'd you guys like the monkey's tail on the victory screen?
I missed it. What'd he do?
his tail.
Go take a look, dude.
Take a look at the monkey's tail.
Take a look at the monkey's tail when your armadillo is dancing on the victory screen.
I'm on that screen right now. I'm not sure what part we're talking about here. About the tail.
You see them? You don't see the monkey on the left?
Oh my god! You sure it's not a horse?
Get out of here.
That's an interesting design choice.
Oh, I guess I see what you mean.
Yeah, I guess you do, don't you?
This might be a bit of a reach, but that's all right.
I don't think
That's quite a bit of a reach.
A reach around, one might say.
I'd say it's an
Oh,
average
dude.
reach.
Oh my god!
Guys, you know what this means. Rock Hardy's back again,
I think-
dude. He
Oh
keeps showing
no!
back up. He
Strikes
keeps showing
again,
back
dude.
up, man.
Dude, we can't get rid of that guy. We don't even invite him when he shows up.
I don't even remember what game he was from anymore, dude. He just keeps coming to all of them.
I don't even know how he got a ticket to Armadillo Racing. I thought it was full. Thought they sold out, man.
Sold out event.
I think that monkey's tail is actually the next event, like diving or something. I think that's like the diving board.
God.
I thought the most fun part of the race was just, I mean, there's not much going on, but just the jump was kind of cool, just see how far you could get. That was probably the highlight of the race, the obstacle course.
You guys
at least.
remember what your farthest jump was?
I did take a picture of my
I don't know if it's
end game,
in your final screen or if you had, you know what I mean, you did a different run where you got like a better jump.
Oh, yeah, I actually don't know.
My furthest jump, I didn't end up saving it because I kind of screwed up the rest of the run, but I cracked 20 at one point.
Nice.
Dang.
I think this is a picture of my farthest jump, which is not in my high score, but it was 20.03.
Yeah, mine was like right around that 20.0 something. I only ever cracked 20 once.
I think I got like 19 something once.
Yeah, I'd say mine was like the 18s.
Yeah, if I didn't get at least like high 18, low 19, I just restarted the race because I knew that wasn't going to be like my best run. And it was tough too because the ramp's fairly narrow, and if you bump the wall going up the ramp, it will slow you down so that you don't go as far. So you kind of have to hit that ramp pretty much perfect. And if you're not rolling, if he's just running, like I said, it won't go quite as far.
Yeah, I wish there was like a jump button. I feel like I would kind of maybe be able to jump over the obstacles or maybe like jump at the top of the ramp to get more air or something. But yeah, it's literally you're just rolling around. There's not many features to this.
Nah.
Yeah, it's about as simple as the game gets.
It's like one of those like mindless fun kind of games.
Yeah, but it feels like what like sort of the intention of like a true arcade would have been back then. Though it's like you literally spend 50, 75 cents on it. You know what I mean? You just play it once, twice, you get through it, it's cool, and you just move on to the next game.
Yeah, I could have used something. There's no power ups, no like upgrades, no speed boost, no. I mean, Armadillos aren't using weapons, but it's a video game. You do whatever you want. No weapons, nothing like that. It's just you bumping into other armadillos. You like crawl over top of them if you run into them. But yeah, there's not really anything significant. And at that, it costs $1 to play in arcades. Most of these games cost like a quarter. This is $1 game. That's a bit extreme, I thought.
I mean, you're probably gonna beat it right away, right? So you're really only gonna spend $1. Other games you're gonna spend trying to beat turtles for the first time, dude. You gotta take out a loan.
Yeah, but that $1 is going to be way more fun.
I'll tell you how this game would get me. This game almost kind of came off like a carnival game to me. It's like, I know I can get a perfect score. I know I can do it. And I'm going to keep on doing it until it happens. So like, I feel like this kind of game would make some money off of me. Because like, you can just tell playing it. It's like, I know I can get it perfect. And you're just a little bit off each time.
Just want to put that John on the leaderboard, huh? For all the kids to see.
You know you can do it. You're going to keep on trying.
Kind of the opposite for me. Like, even if you know you can get it, sometimes it's like, like I got it down. Like, I know I could do it, but I don't really care to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, I could, but then after that, like, then what? Like, I don't really care about it.
Dude, then you're number 1 on the leaderboard.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like in my head, I feel like when I do that, like in my mind, somehow I feel like I already did it anyway, so I'm satisfied without doing
thought
it.
about it enough, so he did it.
I thought about it enough. Like, you know what? I definitely have the skill to do that. I know I can, so I feel like I pretty much did it, so I'm not going to do it.
Pretty much.
I think it would be different if we were all playing this at Brad's house. Then like we were all trying to like beat each other. Like, oh, like I got this, this far of a jump, and then like everyone would keep retrying it just to like, you know what I mean? If you're in like a group like that and you're trying to like, outdo each other's like jump or score. But when you're just sitting at home, like playing it by yourself, yeah, I definitely like, who cares?
Yeah.
Kind of like gold medalist. It was a lot more fun when we were all competing against each other.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, you do the 2 races, and then there's a bonus bowling stage where you roll up into a ball and down the lane and try to hit the bowling pins. I mean, it's bowling. You get points when you do good, and that's pretty much it. I don't know. It was kind of simple, just like the rest of the game.
It was very random.
I mean, I've got a little decent strategy with it that was kind of consistent, it seemed like.
Yeah, I feel like I could do like a little swerve. Like you do like a little swerve near the beginning, then you swerve back the other way. You can like usually get a strike.
That was my exact same thing too.
Just do like a quick little slip to the right, slip to the left real quick when you're about to hit them. And it didn't work for me every time, but I think you can consistently get strikes if you know how to do that.
I don't know, man. It didn't go nearly as well for me. Like, as someone who has bowled at a fairly high level his whole life, I feel like this game totally just did not understand the physics of bowling, because I absolutely promise you, I hit the pocket almost every time, and I almost never got strikes. It drove me nuts. I think my first playthrough, I got strikes on like the first like 2 shots, and then I got maybe like 2 or 3 more strikes the entire rest of the night I was playing.
Well, it's probably because you were using a sweaty armadillo.
I guess,
You gotta
dude.
drag your armadillo
If you dried him off first, you might have more control.
I'll have to think about that next time.
Maybe your problem was that you actually know how to bowl. I have no idea how to bowl, so I was just playing the game and just kind of, I figured out like a little strategy that worked. It probably wouldn't work in bowling at all.
You had that little hook in there, got to hit the pocket, and you should be dead solid. But I'm telling you, man, I hit that sweet spot almost every time, and it just almost never seemed to work for me.
I mean, I usually roll the armadillo into a ball. I hold him up and blow on his tail first. That seemed to give me some good luck. So,
should have thought of it.
Well, one thing I did notice because I was trying to find out what the high score, like the highest possible bowling score you can get in this game. So I save stated every time I got a strike just to go back and redo it. So I got it perfect. But then like some of the times when I loaded it, I was rolling like 3 times faster than normal. So I don't know if like the emulator is like limiting how fast you can go since you're not actually rolling a ball. If you actually play the real game, if you can like get cruising way faster, because man, he was trucking down that lane. It went down like 3 times the speed. It was crazy. I couldn't even like do my little steer. It was so hard to get a strike because I couldn't control it. It was moving so fast.
You sure that wasn't like after loading a state? Sometimes like the speed of the game kind of has like a hiccup. Did you try waiting like a couple seconds first?
Maybe that was it, but I couldn't wait because he was already like getting started where I had it saved.
Oh, okay.
So there was no going back. Maybe it was just a weird emulation thing.
So the highest score you can get on the bowling is 90.
It sure is. I figured it out eventually. It's a couple save states later.
Gotcha.
I mean, guys, is there anything else to say about this game? It takes about 2.5 minutes to finish, so I don't know if there's
Yeah, I
anything
think
else
that's
we
about
didn't.
it.
Literally.
I think.
Oh man, now I have even more in common with it. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Wait, what?
Anyway.
Anyway, we'll move into the numbers, I guess.
Go for it.
Since this game, you just play it. It's not like you put in credits and keep repeating it unless you start over. So, such an easy game. I gotta assume everyone got first place, right?
Dude, it was hard to not.
Yeah. It was...
I did.
First place in there's a couple categories though. Do you mean first in everything?
I just mean first place in the race itself. Like you
Oh,
came
yeah,
across
yeah.
the finish line first.
Okay.
Kyle, you did not?
No.
No?
Just kidding, dude. What the heck?
Somebody sabotaged his armadillo.
Were you blowing on his tail? What were you doing?
I got first place. Move on.
He got that
yeah.
three-legged armadillo.
I was gonna say, he said like 10 minutes ago he got first place. Like,
He was missing his right 2 legs. He can only do right turns.
I came with something to try to make it a little more challenging, more interesting for the competition here among us. So we're just going to use our best run on the obstacle course, factoring everything in. So that's including your jump distance, total obstacles cleared, and your bowling score. I don't know if we want to get too crazy. We could minus our race time in it too, like how long it took you to beat it. Is that what you guys all did?
yeah, I did that because that's how you were saying a few days ago. We should try it.
All right, I don't know if we care. Should we run down each of our placements then?
Yeah, that'll take about 10 seconds.
That's true. Yeah. All right, Sky, you want to kick it off?
All right. Let me see. My screenshot's in Japanese, so I need a
So is mine.
translation here. I'll just go from the top. The
Okay.
racing. I got first in the racing. What is the second one? Is that the jumping or no?
That's your time.
My race time was 42:01. My jumps were 17.25. My obstacles cleared. I only cleared 8 out of 11. And the bowling, I got 57.
All right, so your total score is 40.24.
All right.
That's all your stuff minus your race time. And Kyle?
Okay, I have race time 43:18, jump 18.58, obstacles are 10 out of 11, and bowling is 47.
I got 32.4. I don't know if that's right, though.
I got 32.4.
Damn.
Okay.
So actually, it
That was right.
seems like the bowling is what kills you.
Oh, for sure. That's where you can rack up the points.
You just straight lost.
Or
Like,
mattered.
yeah, holy crap. Okay.
About to find that out right now because my race time was 48.71. My jump was 8.81. Obstacles cleared were 7. And my bowling score was 77.
Woo!
So my,
So
yeah,
you just
Happened
win
on the
probably.
race.
Oh,
from
yeah.
bowling.
I threw the race, dude, just for the bowling. That's all that mattered. My total score was 44.1.
He's in first place.
Bro. Man.
Let's go.
I didn't think the bowling was that big of a deal. I was like, I did good on everything else.
Gotta get them bonus points. I had 3 strikes in a row, then I think I got a spare, and then I don't remember what my last 1 or 2 or I don't know how many it does. Let's hear yours, Jordan.
So I got 2 I wanted to talk about. One, the race was like almost borderline perfect, but then I kind of blew it at bowling, so it didn't end up being my actual highest score. But if we
Right.
want to just kind of talk about that one for funsies, I had like a goal for each number I was trying to get. I was trying to get at least 19 for the jump, perfect obstacles, and 39 or 40 seconds for the race time. My best race ended up being jump was 19.72, 11 out of 11 obstacles, and race time of 39.16. But then unfortunately the bowling was pretty bad. It was only 46. The best score I had total, if you add the bowling in, was jump was 18.03, obstacles was 9 out of 11, race time was 40.81, and the bowling was 55. So my highest score total there is 41.22.
Okay, yeah, so it pretty much comes down to you just need to get some strikes.
It's really just bowling, yeah.
Yeah.
This whole game was...
Game.
We thought it was
Brad
a racing
definitely-
game, but it
he
was
got
just a
that-
bowling game.
Brad got that score first and then said, I think we should add it up this way, guys.
Hey, you all had the chance to do it. You just didn't do it.
That means
I
I
just
can
couldn't hit
start
the
the game,
strikes.
come in last place, not jump anything, and clear 0 obstacles, and then just get a perfect bowling score and win.
Pretty much, yeah. It's kind of what I did.
Well, you got to subtract your time, though, from the 90, so
That's
That's
crazy.
true.
I at least feel good about crushing the race.
Yeah, I had a much better race, but like you said, whenever I did that, my bowling was bad. So it's like I'm not even gonna keep track of that one. Just skip it, start over, and get that bowling rolling. Well, time to rate this one. As we said earlier, the bowling, the max points you can get is 90, so that's what we will rate it out of. I'm doing this one pretty low. This game, I don't know. There was like nothing to it. Yeah, some of you guys said that's kind of what an arcade game should be. I don't think so. I don't think this is a great game. I mean, maybe if you actually played the arcade, it'll be kind of fun, but the main race is so easy that it's boring. The bowling is a bit more challenging, but it's still really not all that fun. I just needed something else. There's 2 courses, plus the bowling, costs $1 to play. Get out of here. Give me anything else for $1. I would have way more fun playing pretty much any other arcade game. This gets an 8 out of 90.
Whoa.
8?
Dang, an
8?
8.
Like the single digit 8?
It doesn't even get 10. I'm not blowing on that tail, brother.
You keep your tail to yourself, buddy. We don't do that around here.
Yep.
The armadillo one or the monkey one?
Whoa, hey, whoa. We ain't blowing on that tail. Good luck.
That tail's going to blow on you, Jordan.
No. Save that for last place. I was in second. I don't
My
deserve
heart
that.
attack meter's filling up right now. I'm about to have a heart
Oh,
attack.
no.
All right.
Oh,
Guy, what are you going to rate this one?
Oh man, it's kind of like I can understand a super low rating. There's not much to it, but then again, I think this is a game that if you did have a couple more races, like if they put a little more effort into it, and gave you a couple more races, like different obstacle courses, like I don't think it would have been that bad if they, you had more things to do in it, even if it was just kind of the same, just different setups or whatever, different races. I think the one race we did was kind of fun, but again, it's super short, so it's kind of boring. I think it could have been pretty fun, but it just felt like super low effort. So, I mean, I'll probably give it I'm going to be a little bit merciful on it because of the potential. I'll give it a 20. It's still pretty low, though.
Fair enough.
I didn't hate it, but I mean, it wasn't a whole lot to it.
All right, Jordan, what about you?
Oh, man, the number I thought up, I'm going to sound like I'm in love with this game at this point. I mean, there's just not anything to say about it other than, like, it's just like, it's like a simple, fun game. I mean, yeah, I get it's too simple. There's next to nothing to it, so it's not going to get like a great score no matter what. But I can kind of just appreciate the fact that it's a game I can just sit there and just like shut my brain off and play it and have like a decently fun time. And I don't know, man. I can respect that. So my numbers, the number I thought up is much higher than everyone else is going to be apparently, but I'm going with 58 out of 90.
Dang, dude.
Okay.
Going up there. That's
That's-
fine.
that's
You like
still-
it, you
that's
like
still-
it.
only like-
Nothing wrong with that.
That's still only like 65%. I just want to make sure that's clear.
Yeah. It's not a bad game. It's just there's nothing
That's
amazing
like a
about
D.
it.
It's like graded like a D or barely out of an F.
If they added more levels and stuff, I think it would have got a higher rating. It could have been fun.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, if they made it into an actual game, it would have been great.
Kind of felt like we're playing like a tech demo of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
Like,
like the beta
yeah.
version.
yeah.
All right, Kyle, it leaves you.
I mean, let's be honest, guys. This game's dog water, right? It's getting. I mean, it's getting a 15, dude. What
All
are
right,
we
all
doing?
right, all right, Jordan. We want to hear what Kyle says.
This is a 15, dude. This game was lame. It was like the first time I even started it. Like I didn't even know what was happening. I ran into everything. I still came in first place. Like there's like, yeah. I mean, it's just like,
Oh my god.
like, yeah. It's just one thing you do. It's like, I don't know, man. They could definitely, like Skylar was saying though, like if they would have put just a little bit more effort, which shouldn't have been hard to do, like they definitely could have had more to this game. Could have been other like little courses to do, or like you could have made the obstacles like way more cooler than like they were all kind of the same. It was basically just like a different sprite, but all you're really doing is moving left and right, trying to like go around whatever the thing is. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. They could have way more cooler obstacles. You could have had like one or two more like mini games like you had with the bowling. Like, you know what I mean? You could have done like any other thing that was simple, just to kind of like maybe like do a obstacle course, and then you do bowling, and then you do like the second obstacle course, and then like whatever the next mini game would be. You could have done that like maybe like 3 times, and like then you would have had like a 20-25 minute game or something instead of like a 3-minute game. So yeah, I don't know. This wasn't it, boys.
Lame.
Yeah, I was disappointed when you beat both the races and it's just bowling again. When I beat the first one, it was bowling. I was like, okay. And I beat the other one. I was like, oh, it's this again? You couldn't throw me something else? Come on now.
They should have had armadillo tennis. You just roll them up in a ball and smack them over a net.
We're gonna have a whole Wii Sports.
Dude, I can see it. I can see it.
I was always a fan of golf, personally.
There you go.
All right, boys, let's move into our overall ranking. This is our 43rd game, and I think it should be number 43.
Woo.
What do you guys think? Yeah, this is dead last for me. Personally, it's not even debatable, but if I settle for anything higher, I'm just settling. But yeah, give me WrestleFest, Vamp, SD Gundam, anything other than this game. But what do you guys think?
Is the same for me as Hot Rod. Like, well, Hot Rod was a little bit better, so I'd still play this over WrestleFest.
Oh my god, get out of here.
You're just doing this on purpose. You don't actually believe it.
I really do. It's a problem.
Oh my god. I knew Jordan was going to have something to say.
Oh man.
It's not even based off of a good idea. I mean, the Armadillo Racing in real life is stupid. They made a dumb game after a stupid idea. Come on now. This is so bad.
They took a stupid idea and made it better, even though it wasn't much better.
Yeah.
Dude, honestly, I think if they would have incorporated some more of the real life stuff, it might have been a funner game. Like if you had, like if
you gotta blow into the arcade cabinet.
Yeah, like your trackballs of speed that give you like your buttons to press. So like one smacks the ground, the other one blows on his tail and stuff. I think that would have been cool. You would actually guide him through the race.
You got to get up close to the screen and blow on it, and then the monkey pops up.
Oh no, they troll you so hard.
Oh my god.
Oh jeez.
Somebody rank this so I can get out of here.
Oh my god.
Well, what do you guys think?
Brad's dead last. I'm above WrestleFest. Skylar, where are you at?
I'm either one of the ones you guys just said.
All right, Jordan, just hinges on you then.
I might still like this over WrestleFest. Maybe I'm being unreasonable with that. I don't know. I really don't like WrestleFest, man.
I'd be a few spots higher, but it is tempting to get WrestleFest out of dead last. I would have probably set around like 39. No, I'm sorry, 38 is probably what I would have.
I would never put this game above Robot Monsters. Come on.
That game was horrible.
That was a game, though.
Listen, none of us like Gauntlet, but you can't put Armadillo Racing above Gauntlet, dude.
This was at least fun to play.
We might as well shut the show down now if that happens. We're
done.
Like
just pull the plug, dude.
All right, then put it dead last below WrestleFest.
I'm cool with that. Me and Jordan are there. Sky, you
That's fine. I don't care. I mean,
just do it.
It's gotta be one of those two. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
There's plenty of games I'll fight over, but this is not one of them.
That makes me sad, dude. I had a fun time with it, man.
Man, I'm either one, either at dead last or above WrestleFest for me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm above WrestleFest personally, but I'm not gonna fight for this game.
Yeah, B and Jordan, you guys decide where you want it.
Yeah, I mean, I'd prefer it bottom, but if Jordan for some reason wants to keep WrestleFest down here, he can do it. It's on him.
If the highest this is possibly going to go is just one spot above WrestleFest, then just put it below.
That's fair. We'll just lock her in down there then.
There you have it.
We got 41 is Hot Rod, 42, WWF WrestleFest. 43, Armadillo Racing.
Wait, dude, racing month is off to a bad start.
Yeah, we got
It's rough.
at least one
We
recommendation
need
in the
a
Discord.
wheel. We need a wheel on a trackball, man. We're not doing this podcast justice with these games.
Yeah, it's rough. But like I said, there was someone in our Discord that recommended a racing game. We gotta give that one a go. We had some respect on the racing games here because not happening so far. All right, Jordan, let's see this amazing trivia we got for this lovely game.
All right, man. I can only imagine everybody understands this is not the greatest game to dig out trivia for, but I think I did okay. So we'll see how it goes. Leading the way with scoring, Sky, you have 75. Brad in second place with a very nice 69. Kyle, you got 57. Let's kick it off with question number 1. This is by far the most interesting one I found. We're just going to start with it. So, computer scientist Tom Tilley, who is known for constructing unique game controllers, created a trackball to play specifically Armadillo Racing using a soccer ball and what other household item? A. Old computer mice. B. Sticks of roll-on deodorant. Or C. Hot Wheels cars.
Huh.
Seems too obvious, but I'm gonna have to go with the mice.
I'm gonna go with the sticks of roll-on deodorant.
All right.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm gonna go with the deodorant.
All right, the correct answer is the sticks of roll-on deodorant.
What?
Woo!
I'll have to show you guys the picture. It's just a soccer ball sitting on top of some sticks of roll-on deodorant, and he just rolls that soccer ball around, dude. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
But anyway, yeah, I could only imagine trying to play it that way. Let's hop into question number 2. When playing in 4-player mode, what color is the armadillo for player 4? A. Green. B. Yellow. C. Blue.
Oh man, I'll just say yellow.
Blue. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, something's telling me blue.
All right, is that your final answer?
Yeah.
All right, the correct answer is A. Green. So none of y'all are
Oof.
taking that one.
Man, this game's rigged.
The only reason I didn't say green is because the video I posted, I think the guy was green. I was like, he's probably not player 4. I guess he was.
He must have been,
No.
apparently.
I mean, it wasn't the video I posted. It was a different video I was watching. Anyway.
Yeah, somehow, some way. You got number 4. All right, wrapping it up with question number 3. During the opening scene of the game, before you start the game, you can see multiple animals walking across the screen with the armadillo. Which of the following animal is not included in this? A. A rhinoceros. B. A parrot. C. An alligator.
Oh, I'm gonna say big rhino.
Rhino. I'm going to go with the parrot. That feels out of place.
I think it's rhino.
The correct answer is A. The rhinoceros.
Woo!
Sky and Kyle doing pretty well today.
I remember that screen. I remember the alligator being like the biggest thing on there.
Yeah, I think they're
Yeah.
like running away from the alligator.
Yeah.
Actually don't remember the parrots in there. I just remember them holding up like the sign at the end of the game. So I assume they were in the demo thing.
Wow, look at this guy using context clues.
Well, Brad, I got good news and bad news for you. Bad news, you got none correct. Good news is you're still at
Yay.
69. Sky, you go up to 77, leading the way still. Kyle, you're at 59. And
Nice.
that will do it for Armadillo Racing Trivia.
All right, that'll do it for Armadillo Racing in general, because the next game we're going to be playing is Gangbusters. You can follow us on social media pretty much everywhere at Arcadiology. Come join our Discord, and we got a couple people in there hanging out, recommending some games for us, giving us some feedback on the podcast itself. So come join
Good
us.
dudes,
It's
good
a lot of
dudes.
fun. And if you want to send in questions or comments we read on the show, you can send it to arcadiologyquestions@gmail.com or fill out the Google form in the description of the episode. Super easy to do. You don't got to log in, make an account, nothing. You just type in the information and hit send, and we actually have one today. It comes in from Andy, and it says, "Back for another one. If you could play any game for the first time again, what would it be? You'd lose all memories and experiences of it. So it's like you never even played it. My choice is Shadow of the Colossus, an incredible PS2 game even still today. It has a twist that I never would have seen coming if it wasn't spoiled for me. It's worth playing regardless, but I'd like to experience it without any prior knowledge. That's a fun question. First off, have you guys, and you played Shadow of Colossus?
No,
I've
I've
never
heard the
played
name,
it, but I know what it is.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
in
I
the
just
same
know
boat.
the
I've heard of
name.
it, never played it. Definitely one on my list of games I want to get to someday, so I will get to play it for the first time, Andy, so that'll be fun.
There you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll start it off here. I actually kind of have two answers because I took this two different ways. The first way is this is still just me now. This is adult, 33-year-old Jordan here, completely erasing his memory. The second answer is kind of if I could go back in time to that time and age when the game came out. But we'll start with the first one here. Just modern day, if I could erase a game. It's, I don't know, probably kind of a boring answer. I feel like this is a game that's been done to death, but I'm gonna go with Final Fantasy VII. I mean, it's the first Final Fantasy that got me into the series. I mean, it's the game that got me into JRPGs in general, which are maybe my favorite genre of game. I think a lot of people can say that. 'Cause 7 kind of started it off in America for a lot of people. It might not look the greatest nowadays, but I think I could still enjoy my time through it. And I guess in this situation, I've still played the other games. I've like Final Fantasy 8, 9, and 10, and Tactics and all that. So it's kind of now at this point like, I never played 7, and that's the one everybody talks about. So I got to try that. So now I get to experience the big, crazy, in-depth, really fun yet confusing story all over again. It's got one of the most famous video game like shock moments like ever known that I could relive. So that would be something to experience with no memory of. And I mean, I don't know, like in a world that's now just totally filled with open world action RPGs, which I'm not about, it would just be so refreshing to play a linear turn-based RPG again for the very first time. So that'd be the one I'd go with now. If I can kind of go back in time to the time the game was released and the age I was when it was released, we're going back to what I said at the beginning of the show. We're doing Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2. I just have such an insane level of nostalgia for those games. In playing it now can just never compare to experiencing it again as a kid whenever I was a massive, massive Pokemon kid. I still remember playing Stadium for the very first time whenever they had the kiosk in Blockbuster. I don't know if you guys have ever played it there, but I remember like even when I went in, the guy's like, yeah, it's almost impossible to even play it because there's always somebody there playing it. It was a huge thing. But yeah, being a big Pokemon nerd as a kid, when Stadium 1 and 2 came out on the 64, you can finally do it in 3D now. It was the most incredible thing. It just blew my young mind at the time. So, and Stadium 2 might still be my favorite N64 game to this day. So, I definitely have some super, super fond memories of playing, we'll say 2, especially in specific, as a kid, that I would just love to relive. That unfortunately I can never quite get back because it's not the same now, but that's okay. So those are probably the two answers I'd go with.
Good answers there. Yeah, this one I kind of struggled with because some of like my favorite games on the Super Nintendo are Zombies Ate My Neighbors and Super Punch Out, but it's like I wouldn't want to erase the memories because that's kind of what makes the game is like remembering being back as a kid playing that. There's like a lot of nostalgia tied to it, and if I lose that, it's like it's still a good game, but like a lot of the reason I want to replay those games kind of puts you back in that mood of being a kid and playing it again for the first time. So I wouldn't erase anything like that from my childhood. I would actually pick something I played relatively recently. It was Cassette Beasts. It was kind of like a Pokemon-ish like game, a turn-based monster collector. And I had a lot of fun playing that game. You're leveling up getting different monsters and stuff. And I remember getting near the end of the game, and then I knew like it was going to be over. I was like, I'm going to kind of put this off for a little bit and go and do something else, kind of like clear all some of the other stuff. And then when I finally beat it, I was like, man, kind of sad. I didn't want this to end. I just wanted to keep on playing the game. Now I know how it ends. It's not the same. I'm like, if I would go back, I'd probably just drag it out and just keep on playing like more in the world before completing it. Could still go back anytime and play it, but something about having that completion, it like makes it finite. It finally ends. I'm like, man, I kind of didn't want it to end. Just kind of have my character living in there forever and not really see the end of the game. I think was something interesting I thought of rather than deleting an old game from my memory. So yeah, anyone who hasn't played that game, go play it and don't rush through it because it's a lot of fun.
Make it last.
Make it last. Yep. All right, Sky, you got one for us?
Got a couple I'm thinking of. It's kind of hard to pick. There's quite a few games like it that were just amazing to me the first time I played them. One of my favorite games of all time in existence is Breath of Fire 3, so I was considering that one. But the more I think about it, I think I'm going to say Metal Gear Solid.
Okay.
Nice.
Just because that was like one of the craziest games I've ever seen in my life. Like the first time I played it when it came out. Like there's so much to do in there. Like the story in it is like super crazy. Especially anyone who's played that game, or people who haven't even played it, who just know about it, probably have heard about like the Psycho Mantis thing. So like that was a crazy thing back in the day. I remember people talking about that, like kids playing that. That game had like such a crazy experience first time you play it. There's so many different things going on, and like different ways to fight, like all the boss battles and stuff like that. So it's definitely one of my favorites. It's not my favorite game, but I think to go back and replay it and experience it again, I think that would probably be the game I'd pick.
There's all those like weird
nice.
little things to it that aren't in most games, and that's kind of outside of the game that you got to interact with. It makes it very unique.
Yeah, it's so weird. Or like there's like the torture section where like you can actually, I want to say they kidnap the girl Meryl. I think if you fail like the torture, she dies. I think that's where they kill her. But if like you pass it, then she lives or something. So like the game at that point, that's like a split in the game. Like the ending changes based on whether you pass a torture or not. And I just remember like a memory of probably anybody who played that game. Like I used to sit there with a bottle cap because you have to press the button so fast, it's ridiculous. So I remember like my PlayStation controller, I think you have to hit circle on it. Like all the other buttons were like whatever had normal wear and tear. My circle button was like almost non-existent from playing that game. I just rubbed the bottle cap back and forth as fast as I could, so I'm scratching the crap out of it. Like it wasn't like as responsive as the other buttons on my controller. So there's a lot of cool experiences in that game. So I think Metal Gear Solid would be the one I would go back and play again.
Dude,
Very
back on
nice.
that torture segment, I remember playing this over at our cousin Brittany's house. I was over there playing, and I was on the torture segment, and I didn't have like a bottle cap or anything, so we had like a broken Dragon Ball Z toy. It was Bulma, just like your head. So I was using that. So then the controller was all marked up with blue all over it from me like grinding it across it.
Damn.
So I feel like anybody who's played that game and got to that part, they all have a story of how they got past that part.
Right. Well, the worst part is I ended up failing, and like I think you can either give up and like it changes the ending, or you can make it through it, or you can just die if you don't give up and you don't beat it. And I ended up dying, and at that point, I'm pretty sure this is how it works. It gives you just a hard game over. It sends you back to the main menu. You can reload your file, but I was playing without a memory card. So I lost. I had to start back from everything. So I didn't have a memory card. Yeah, I tried to get through it, died, hard game over back to the main menu, and that was it. I had to start back from the beginning of the game.
That's right. I forgot you could give up. I thought if you lost it, like the game continued. I guess you can just straight up die and have to redo it.
Yep, that's like a big memory I have of playing that game. So that's pretty sure that's how it worked.
Actually, I think Ashley's friend, actually Christina, way back in the day, like she's the one that showed me the bottle cap trick. 'Cause she used to play that game too. That's where I got that from. So I was like, how do you even get past this? There's no way. But I guess she was real into that game. So like one night, like her and Ashley were like babysitting us or whatever when we were little. And like I think she's the one that took like a bottle cap off like a soda can or something. And she just like started hitting the controller super fast. I was like, oh. So from that point forward, like the times I played that game, I grabbed the bottle cap and just destroy my circle button.
All right, Kyle, that leaves you. You got any games you want to replay? Or are you keeping all your memories?
It's tough to pick one because like the erasing the memory part of it is like what makes it difficult to pick some of the games that you would want to pick.
Yeah.
Because like you said, is like half the reason is like the memories that you have playing it.
You can ignore that part if it makes it hard, but whatever you want to do.
Well, I think if it's gonna erase the memories, I think I would pick Armadillo Racing.
I knew it.
Oh.
I knew one of you guys were gonna say that.
and then just not play it again.
Just skip this week.
Can we give him some extra trivia points for that?
Come on, guys.
Nope.
I'm trying out here.
Kyle with the
Nope.
screaming lead in the first place.
No, I think serious pick though. I think maybe Final Fantasy IX. I would pick.
Oh yeah,
my
let's
man,
go.
my
That's
boy.
the best main series one, man. Let's do it.
Yeah, because that's like the last game I can like really vividly remember. Like, I mean, for me, like I'm more of a like FPS player now. Like I have been for like most of my life. But that's like the last game I can remember where like I actually cared about like the characters and like wanting to know, you know what I mean, like anything about the characters like lore wise. Yeah, I think I would go back do that. I'm also like I don't really do RPGs anymore, so like that was one of the last like RPGs I was really into. And then it had the whole like Tetramaster card game that was like ended up being like a whole game on its own for me. Like I got so deep into like playing that card game. So I think go going back and like just refinding that thing again would be awesome.
Dude, Final Fantasy
I
IX was
love it.
such an amazing game.
Oh, it's my favorite Final Fantasy. Like my favorite main series Final Fantasy for sure.
I mean,
Yeah.
seven's amazing. Obviously, that's like the big one everybody knows. But 9, for me, 9 is like right there, or maybe even a little bit better.
I started that one, never finished. I remember playing the card games and thought that was a lot of fun, but I don't know. I never got the whole way through it. That's one I got to go back and beat as well.
The card game from 8 is definitely better, but 9 as a whole is much better.
I don't know. I really like that card game in 9 though. The way it's like set up on the board, and you kind of don't you like attack from like if you have like a corner, you can like attack if your card has a corner on it. And I don't remember exactly how it works. I remember it being really fun. And like, don't you take their cards when you beat them and stuff? You play for cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit too much randomness, too much RNG going on.
Still fun though. You can work around it a bit.
Oh,
But
yeah.
that was
Oh,
a
yeah.
fun game. Alrighty. Well, I think that pretty much does it for Andy's question. Thanks again. He wrote in. I forget what the other question was. We did say he's back again. I remember the name. I don't remember what the question was, but thank you again for sending in another great question, Andy. Anyone else that sent a question, send us more. Andy, send us a third question. We don't care. We'll read it.
Yeah,
Just
dude.
go,
Send
man.
stuff in.
Let's just
Let's go,
a lot
Andy.
of fun.
we'll just make this segment Andy Hour. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we love it, man. Great questions.
We have a new 5-star review, my friends.
No
Oh.
way. What?
Yeah, dude, I checked it. I literally checked like as you were doing all the outro stuff, like
Let's
just in case, and
go.
we got one, man. Sure enough. So yes, new 5-star review coming in just a few days ago here before we record. Coming from B Tribble 2. It's a fun weekly show, 5 stars. I tune in every week to hear the boys take on an arcade game that I may or may not have known much about beforehand. Keep up the great work, guys. I
My
appreciate
man.
it, B Tribble. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much for writing that. Thank you for listening each episode, man. We appreciate you guys so much for that. Thank you.
Appreciate that, B Tribs. Thanks, bro.
Let's go, B Tribs.
Yeah,
Woo.
boy.
I do B Tribs. Yeah, that's all we got. I just wanted to make sure I snuck that in there. I don't want to be too late like I was for Bower Birds.
Yeah.
The other episode.
Alrighty, boys. That wraps it up then. Let's get out of here.
Roll on out.
Don't be biting any monkey tails.
Hey, later, dudes.
Oh, boy.